Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this ranting series. Just keep in mind, like I said in my vlog earlier, it is the 7th time I'm recording this video. Every time near the end of the video, a dog barks or someone knocks on the door. Firstly, I also want to do the disclaimer that this is not a professional area. Sound bounces off from everything in this room. But this is the best I've got, and I've got a low to zero budget with these things. And thirdly, I can't remember, the big thing is I wanted to stand and do this. I'm going to switch over to a video I recorded last week where you can hear and see the difference, what it would make to stand and record, and it's just horrible. That's just the short disclaimer. Like I said, I'm surrounded by things that sound can bounce off. Let's switch over to that video now. The sound would have been crappy. I mean, I'm sitting here, the sound is bouncing off of these walls and everything, and this thing is a huge distraction on the video. It is just impossible for me to stand and do this, although I really wanted to stand and do this and talk to you guys. I'm gonna sit down and continue the rest of this video. Right, welcome back. The big thing is I've made a couple of notes on the screen here, that on the two screens that I can look at and just read through it, about the TELKOMDGL experience that happened last weekend. So you will see me look at stuff that I'm trying to say and trying to remember and everything. And like I said, it's the 7th time that I've tried to record this. Hopefully this one is the lucky number 7, if you will. So let's get on with the show. Last weekend was the Rage Expo in Cape Town with the Telkom Digital Gaming League esports event, with CSGO as the main game being played and advertised on Twitter and everywhere. Now, like I said, again, I'm giving you that warning. I have to warn you, there will be some sort of unprofessionalism to this video, as I'm recording it in a tiled room with no soundproofing whatsoever. Unless you count this material as soundproofing material. And then firstly, before I continue anything, I'm all for gaming and making it a thing in South Africa. And I have to say that I do appreciate what you guys are doing at TELKOMDGL. What you are trying to do at least. But here comes the gripes. Get ready. Whoever you got to handle the audio-visual side of things did screw up a lot in the beginning. It took TELKOMDGL about one day to finally listen to some of my input after I tweeted out to them and everything. They fixed some of the sounds, in-game sounds. They actually lowered the in-game sounds so that we can actually hear the casters while guns are firing and grenades are exploding and everything. Now, some of the other things that TELKOMDGL did wrong, or got wrong, I believe. And again, I am not a professional streamer, by no stretch of the imagination, but what I do on Twitch, I try to at least keep it professional as possible on a very low budget. Keep in mind again that I've also only watched most of Fridays and Saturdays happenings on Twitch, but I could not bring myself to continue on watching on Sunday because the issues would have still been there. I know that. I mean, 2 days and some of the issues still weren't sorted out. So let's start with Friday, right? Let's start with Friday. Within their first hour or so, the stream just died. A sign of South African internet not being able to keep up with the upload speed required. Listen to this. The upload speed required to stream one game from one spectator's point of view. And when the stream got back up again, there was a noticeable quality drop. Now again, most people wouldn't have seen this. This wouldn't have been, your average watcher wouldn't have realized or would have seen the quality drop. But as a small streamer, I did. I saw oh, that's they're streaming at a lower bitrate probably, and a lower frame rate. That's what I saw. That's the things I saw. And again, this is just streaming one game from one spectator's point of view. And according to some of their tweets, they had the same disconnection issues on Saturday. I blame Telkom for this, but more on that in a different video. Then we had this announcer dude. Man, he had an epic beard. Dude, he had, like, really, you should just try and find pictures of this announcer dude. He had an epic beard. Trying to talk about CSGO and the teams. But, while he was talking, and get this, right? While he was talking, you could actually hear someone else's voice in the background trying to explain to someone else how to either activate spectator mode or change some settings in CSGO. An example would be press escape. An example would be like the guy's busy talking about this team hails from this side of the country. He talks and you hear this other guy in the background. Press escape, please press escape. Now go there, press escape. And this guy's going, this team, press escape. This team, press escape. You know, I can't do it live. I can't. And I'm not going to edit in another sound file over this video. So just take my word for it. And remember, we are still on Friday's stream. The stream issues here for Friday. The mics in the caster's boots. The mics in the caster's booth had a lot of feedback. You know that whoom sound? The mics also picked up sound coming in from the outside of the booth, while these poor casters tried to do their thing, right? Now let's move on quickly to the casters. I'm going to jump around a lot, so just bear with me here. Let's move on to the casters. I believe, now this is my opinion, no proven fact whatever, but I believe that TELKOMDGL just got two people who knew a lot about CSGO with little to no experience in casting to cast. I stopped counting filler words when I reached 50. Now for those of you who don't know what filler words are, these are like like, I'm trying to like, you know, they try to stall for time while they try to talk. I put that filler word in there specifically to prove my point. So those 50 filler words was counted in less than 5 minutes, in less than 50 minutes, in less than 5 minutes. Yes, and so is also a filler word in this case. I apologize. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to cast for your next esports event, TELKOMDGL, but try to get some professional guys who knows a thing or two about filler words and voice acting, if you will. And again, I don't know anything about CSGO, so please don't hire me for your next casting event. Unless you want to. I mean, we can always talk. But anyway. I'm just telling you guys what I experienced. And even in Twitch chat, sometimes people would comment on how bad these casters were. And asking for mods just to mute the poor guys. Right? And oh, talking about mods. This is unbelievable. There were 0 mods on the channel during the first match. 0, right? And as far as I know, the mods only started showing up on Saturday. The poor TELKOMDGL people installed a couple of bots after the first match, probably thinking to themselves, you know what? There are programs to handle these kind of things. We can just install these programs. Yes, we can install these programs. It did not work. It did not work. For the entire first match, it was just a bunch of viewers bad-mouthing the stream and casters. There was no one, I repeat, not a single soul representing TELKOMDGL on that first stream, and quite possibly for the rest of Friday's streams too. You know, it's just crazy. Oh, and back to that bearded guy, the bearded announcer man that spoke about the teams in TELKOMDGL and the TELKOMDGL event at Rage. While he was talking, the one team's promotional video, or promotional audio rather, was playing in the background, and I believe only the stream could pick it up. It was sent to the stream. It was freaking crazy. He was talking there about the Rage event and everything, and talking about CSGO a little bit, and you hear this announcer. One man leading this team, young Kukamur, Jan Free Frag Kukamur did this team a service by leading them. And this guy's like, welcome to Rage, Bloodshed, you know, it was crazy. It was crazy. Again, I can't say anything about the apparent skill of the CSGO teams because, as I've said earlier, I absolutely know nothing about CSGO. I'm only talking about the production of the stream, and yes, that was also brought up a lot in chat during the stream. Now, let's move on to Saturday. This is going to be amazing. After I tweeted to them, after I tweeted a second tweet to TELKOMDGL, their sound quality finally got sorted out. This happened after 11 AM in the morning, so that would have been somewhere within the second big match of the day. I also saw some people that might have represented TELKOMDGL in chat being active and all. So they were, you know, they listened to feedback, but they let an entire day run by before adding people to represent them in chat. And yeah, on Saturday they actually had human mods in the channel. The feedback boom sounds from the mics was worse on that day for some reason. And you could still hear noise from outside of the casters' booths. Then they had the panel that talked about the events surrounding Rage and TELKOMDGL. Yes, panel. Because it was two people, one guy who looks like a young discounted Jared Leto, and another guy who just looked like another guy. I could taste just how uncomfortable these guys were in front of the camera. Awkwardness exited through every possible orifice that these two guys had at their disposal. So this is probably their first time in front of the camera talking about games like this. They were sitting there going like, so we are at Rage, and Rage is quite cool. And the other guy's like, yeah, I know nothing about CSGO, but get me on Dota and we can work things out. Yeah, we need to talk about Rage, and there's been an oxygen booth, and you could feel the awkwardness. You could. I mean, I'm awkward in front of the camera. I am awkward as balls in front of the camera. But these guys were just, you could taste it, you could feel it. It's like, But after that panel, I basically switched off the stream, but I hosted the stream to see what I hosted TELKOMDGL, to see what my viewers would think, and we don't talk about that. Now, on to why I think things went wrong on the stream. What I think happened, and again, this is just my opinion, okay? What I think happened was that TELKOMDGL decided to do this whole esports thing and make it their debut in the gaming, on the streaming community. Psst, if you want to make a debut in the streaming community, you should probably go to YouTube gaming first, not Twitch. But anyway, but they unfortunately hired people that knew nothing of streams or the intricacies surrounding the workings of a reasonable stream, right? I mean, I'm saying I am not a professional streamer. But man, when something wrong happens in my stream, I sort it out. I test my stream at least for 5 minutes before I go live. I just try and test everything. Sometimes something slips through, but I at least try and make sure everything's running smoothly. So I believe the people that ran the stream, the TELKOMDGL stream, knew nothing about streaming or streaming programs. Let me tell you something, TELKOMDGL. I've been streaming for almost a year now. Well, it's basically a year now. And I still learn new things in the software I use. I still find like a new feature, like, oh, I can do this. Never use it, but I'm like, oh, cool, it's nice to know that I can do this. So here are my tips for you guys for the next big streaming event that you will run. Firstly, number 1, soundproof the hell out of that caster booth. Lock them up in a broom closet somewhere if necessary. Plexiglass or whatever you used is not a valid soundproofing material. If you use plexiglass to show off the casters, and just, you know, if you use plexiglass to show them off, put them somewhere in a closet, put a camera on their face and show them on the big screen so that people at the event can also know those guys are casters. And put them on Twitch. Then they know who the casters are. Secondly, get a line that can handle at least 2.5 megs a second upload to the UK, as that is the closest Twitch server to South Africa. Contrary to South African popular belief, now TELKOMDGL, I don't know if you know this, download speeds does not directly equate to amazing upload speeds. Shocker, I know. If you have an amazing download speed, you can't upload anything. And you can't upload anything. What's the use to try and upload anything? This goes out again to Telkom and TELKOMDGL. Get that upload speed going. Get a 2.5 meg line dedicated for just that stream. Or at least a 3 meg up to that stream, for that stream. It will be more than enough. Hell, you have the money. Get a 5 meg. Ooh, get a 5 meg upload connection to the UK. Ooh, you've got the money, you can do it. I mean, I'm sitting here on a 1.1 meg upload speed to the UK and I still stream. I stream at a really crappy quality, don't get me wrong, but I still stream because I know what my limitations are. You guys went into this and went, we can upload, let's upload at 3 megs a second. And it went down because your line couldn't handle 3 megs upload speed. Yeah, the rest of the world out there, if you're watching this, all the international audiences, just check out South Africa's average speeds. They never mention the upload speeds, only the download speeds, because we're sitting at, I think, 3 meg download, 4 meg download currently. You can't prove me wrong on that. But anyway, just get an upload speed, Telkom and TELKOMDGL, of at least 5 megs to handle your streams. And if you have 5 megs, you can probably have 2 streams running at the same time. Think about it. Think about it, right? Thirdly, get someone that knows. My phone is ringing now and I can hear it, damn it. Thirdly, get someone that knows something about Twitch streaming to run your streams in the background. I'm an amateur streamer, like I said, and I thought your stream was amateur. It was an amateur stream. You know, there's a couple of buttons you can click just to mute the sound from other sources. You click, when you have a big thing happening on Twitch stream and you're streaming your thing live, just while that is happening, look at what else can be making sounds and just mute all of them. And just before you switch scenes, you unmute all of them and you switch scenes. That's it, right? Your stream was amateur. Sorry, Telkom and TELKOMDGL, but that is my freaking opinion. Fourth, get panelists that are comfortable in front of the camera. Wait, I should do it like they did. Get panelists that are comfortable in front of the camera. That's number 4. Number 5, and this is the last one, I promise. Lastly, don't try to do this again. Again, this kind of ties in with number 2. Unless you know you have the capabilities to stream to the UK and that you have backup plans for your backup plans should anything go wrong. I could clearly pick up that if something went wrong, there weren't really any contingency plans being put into place. I'm going to get a lot of hate for this video, I know, and I'm going to get a lot of flack. So now that I've finished beating up on Telkom and TELKOMDGL, I need to make a couple of things clear. Just again, I said in the beginning of the video, I'm going to do it now again. I am really passionate about gaming. Really. I am passionate about gaming in South Africa, and that same passion goes into my Twitch streams. I would like to see Twitch streaming becoming a thing in South Africa. But Telkom is messing around with upload speeds. But that is a topic for another day. For another video. We're not going to talk about that. TELKOMDGL, at the moment, you are running a marathon. You are running a marathon. But you are running the opposite way. You are running the opposite way. The marathon is going that way, you're going someone just needs to stop you and turn you around and put you on the right direction. And I personally would like to help put South Africa on the map with regards to streaming and gaming in general. But Telkom are continuously being stubborn. Again, a topic for another video. just a topic for another video. The last thing I'm going to say about this whole thing is that the major issues at that streaming event was probably Telkom's fault. Was probably Telkom's fault. And probably their lackluster knowledge on network infrastructure. And that is unfortunately to be expected from a company that never delivers. So Telkom, I mean, you're at fault here. TELKOMDGL is trying to do one thing and Telkom is like, nope, we don't know anything about network infrastructures or anything, or upload speeds or whatever. It is a sad reality. I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for this video in the comments, but please keep in mind that I can only be this critical about something that I love this much. I'm only critical about this because I want to see it succeed. That is the only reason why I'm critical about this. But hey, that's just one man's opinion on TELKOMDGL. And to everyone out there, to all the South African geeks out there, please support your local streaming events and gaming events. But don't be too afraid to air your opinions and critical thoughts on these events, because that is the only way we will get them to listen. And again, I can't wait for the next TELKOMDGL event to happen, because I'm going to be critical as balls about it. Maybe I should go to Rage and just laugh at everyone, and then I'll get punched because it's South Africa. But anyway, all you South African geeks out there, thank you for watching this video, and remember to keep on geeking out. I really don't have a closing phrase for this video. That's the one I'm using. Deal with it, and I'll see you on the next ranting bit of my videos, or the next ranting video. Have a good one.